Hello, everyone, and welcome to Fiscal Talk. My name is Theodora. I am a host of Fiscal Talk show, unlike the last time when my dear colleague Alexander tried to steal the stage from me. But we decided not to change our roles because he's the expert on this topic and you want to hear him talking about One Stop Shop and giving you all the knowledge he has. So please let me introduce my dear colleague Alexander to this episode of Fiscal Talk Show. Alexander, welcome.
Hello, Tedora, and thank you for hosting me this time.
The pleasure is all mine. To everyone who is maybe watching this episode for the first time, I would love to say that we covered the one-stop shop topic very deeply. We covered all important concepts, perspectives, important new terms that were established. We explained them in our previous episodes. So definitely everyone who needs more knowledge on this topic, check out our previous episodes. In the first episode, we talked about the main challenges of one-stop shop and how they were solved with the introducing of the OSS. We talked about the OSS schemes, the union scheme, the non-union scheme, the import new scheme. Am I right,
Yes,
Alexandre? So
totally.
I learned. Yay, good
You're
job,
getting
Dora.
better. You're getting better.
We covered who is a taxable person from the one-stop shop perspective. We also answered to the questions of what is OSS electronic interface, who is the deemed supplier, who is the supplier, who is the underlying supplier. And we also covered who can register for one-stop shop in our last episode. So definitely a lot of important questions we covered, and truly thank you. Really, really great episodes with you.
You're welcome. And yet, I still owe one more explanation and one
Yes.
more answer.
Exactly. That is why we are filming this episode because you owe us, and we want all the important questions on this topic to answered to our dear audience. So to everyone who is watching us, let's continue to straight to the topic, and that is Alexandra answering us. On the question about member states in the topic of who can register for the one-stop shop. So, Alexandre, please explain us which member state is the member state of the identification.
Okay, so since we covered so much and we talked about this so much, I will just go straight forward to the answer. So as a general rule, so I said in general, there are some exceptions as always, but I will not cover those exceptions now. So as a general rule, a member state of the identification can be, so for the non-union scheme, a taxable person can choose any member state to be the member state of the identification. So every taxable person who has neither established his business nor has a fixed establishment in the European Union. Then from the perspective of the union scheme, the member state of the identification is the member state in which the taxable person has established his business. In situation when a taxable person has not established his business in the EU, but has a fixed establishment in the EU, the member state of identification is the member state in which he has that fixed establishment. However, if the taxable person has fixed establishment in different EU member states, he is entitled to choose one of those member states to be the member state of identification. So we can see here that we have a very simple situation when it comes to the union scheme. And finally, for the import scheme, the member state of identification is the member state in which the taxable person has established his business. However, if the taxable person has not established his business in the EU, the member state of identification is a member state in which the taxable person has a fixed establishment, so similar to the union scheme, and where the taxable person has more than one fixed establishment, then the taxable person can choose any member state in which he has a fixed establishment to be his member state of identification. So it's pretty similar again to union scheme. Of course, there are some exceptions and there are even more maybe questions to and answers to this topic, but this is, let's say, a general rule.
Wow, thank you, Alexander, for explaining this in a very clear manner. I have to say, from all of the topics we covered, this was maybe the most challenging one for me. Maybe it will be different for someone else, but whenever we have, terms that repeat some words, and
Yes.
I do not speak legal language, it is sometimes just hard to comprehend. So, thank you for
Yes.
explaining
And
this.
yes, and yet I think that maybe we owe our viewers additional answers to question what is fixed establishment and what is not fixed establishment. So what are the different things? But maybe in the future, maybe we can answer to these questions.
That's great you mentioned, and thank you for that to all our audience. Thanks for following this series of Fiscal Talk with our legal consultant and expert, Alexander Milinkovic, where he talked about one-stop shop and its important rules. Definitely check out the previous episodes, and like Alexander mentioned, there's always important questions left. Definitely comment below and email us. We would love to hear from you, so we can start a conversation, because we are here to help you have an excellent fiscalization process. Am I right, Alexandra?
Totally. And Theodora, thank you for having me. I don't know how much, six, I think for six episodes we were
Yeah.
talking about this. And thank you for being so patient to listen to all the legal, let's say, legal stuff, legal
No,
terms and
it
everything.
was great to learn about it. So thank you. And at the end, the biggest thanks to our audience. We are here because of you. So many thanks. And until next time, we wish you a great day and goodbye.
And be fiscalized. Bye, everyone.
Bye.